What is happening, you guys? I'm Ben Palajak. I've got some nice prize picks cooking up right now. I've been doing really well in the app last year, this year. So I decided it's time I hop on YouTube, share the vibes with the world. If you like what you see, let me know down in the comments section. Like, subscribe, give me any feedback since this is my first video. But I'll give you a quick background on my mentality going into prize picks. I look at recent trends. I try to get ahead of new trends coming into the NFL. I try to notice changes with quarterbacks, offensive changes, scheme changes, personnel changes. I stay up to date with the news. And I go off of momentum. I go off of connections that quarterbacks and receivers are building. So with that, I'll just go off of some picks I really like for this weekend, and I'll start with Alec Pierce. His receiving yards line is at 30.5 right now, and I just do not understand that. I know Chicago has a pretty good secondary, but Alec Pierce has become extremely involved in this offense. Anthony Richardson has been building chemistry with him. A lot of people are focusing on Rashid Shaheed right now because he has an amazing connection with Carr. He has 182 yards and 2 touchdowns through 2 weeks, Rashid Shaheed. Alec Pierce has 181 and 2 touchdowns. So he's 1 yard behind and tied him in touchdowns, and people aren't really talking about Alec Pierce right now. But 30.5 receiving yards just feels really, really low. And then I'm going with Adam Thielen over 9.5 fantasy score. We know Bryce Young just got benched. We know the Carolina Panthers just put out a hype video about Andy Dalton. It's not like that matters. We've all seen Andy Dalton play for many, many years. We know who he is, and we know he can deliver the football. So Adam Thielen, I don't know if you've seen how many clips are going around the internet of him just screaming wide open down the field, and Bryce Young just like already being sacked or just not seeing him at all. Adam Thielen's been extremely frustrated these last couple weeks. And I like this new change. I like this new momentum. I like the vibes coming out of Carolina with people are excited about Dalton because they know he can win games in the NFL. And he can deliver the ball to his best receivers, and Adam Thielen is still getting open. So 9.5 fantasy score feels low. I can see him getting 7 catches and the rest. Brock Bowers, we're going with over 10.5 fantasy score, and he's playing Carolina. So we know the Panthers defense is nothing to write home about. We know Brock Bowers has grown a great connection with Gardner Minshew so far. We just saw his breakout game week 2. I don't see any reason for him to slow down. We know Devontae is going to eat up a lot of the defender's attention, and we know Bowers is great at run after the catch. We know he gets open, so 10.5 fantasy score feels fantastic for someone who's just getting more and more involved weekly. He's 100% already one of the best tight ends in the NFL, so love that line, especially against Carolina. Jackson Smith and Njigba, over 11.5 fantasy score. That feels so easy against Miami. Their nickel corner right now just gives up everything. He can't cover. And if you hear out of Seattle camp or out of Seattle's fan base right now, they are excited about Jackson Smith and Jigba and his growth, how open he's getting, Gino's connection with him, and he's going to play against that nickel corner all game in Miami. We know DK and Ramsey are going to be slugging it out. I know that well if you see that poster. So I love Njigba to get like 6 catches, 80 yards, a touchdown. I could see him having a huge game. So that feels also super low to me. And then we're going with Jordan Whittington, a little bit of a homer pick, but if you watched Rams preseason at all, you know this guy's a baller. You know he can get a ton of run after the catch. You know he's got sticky hands, and he's going to plug right into that slot role without Puka and without Kupp. We know who Tyler Johnson is. We know who Demarcus Robinson is. We know McVay likes to get fancy. And we've heard him talking all offseason about how impressed he's been with Jordan Whittington. So I know McVay feels like Whittington is an ace up his sleeve against the Niners in this must-win game. I know Stafford is going to get him the ball. So 7.5 fantasy score for someone who's so great with run after the catch and someone who was putting up more than that in preseason in just like 1 quarter. Feel fantastic about that line. I could see him having, if you don't remember, Puka Nacua had 15 catches against the Niners last year, week 2. No one really knew who he was. Even after the Seattle game, people were like, okay, pick him up in fantasy, but who knows if he'll do it. And then he followed it up with 15 catches. He came out of nowhere. This is what the Rams do. All right, we're going to finish up with Kobe Turner. I absolutely love this line. He only has to get half a sack, and it's a demon. He's the only Rams pass rusher who got home to Kyler Murray last week. Brock Purdy just got sacked 7 times against Minnesota. Trent gave up 2 sacks, and their center, Brendel, is atrocious. Kobe is going to he's going to toss Brendel into next week. So I see Kobe Turner, I see Braden Fisk getting home. I see the Rams D-line having a pretty nice day against Brock. And we know Brock is not as mobile as Kyler, and Kobe just sacked Kyler. So I know every game's different, but Kobe just led all rookies in sacks last year. He's plugging into that Aaron Donald role. He beat Aaron Donald's sack record for Aaron Donald's rookie year as a defensive tackle. So, but no one ever talks about him. So I love this line. He only has to get half a sack. I see this. I see him getting 2. So, but yeah, thank you guys again. If you got any feedback for me, please leave a comment down below. Best of luck with your money this weekend, and peace out.